Hey everyone, I just wanted to give a quick tutorial on how to register for your classes so that you'll be nice and ready to go for the April 13th registration date. So, first things first, I have just Moody's regular website pulled up, moody.edu. So you're going to want to click onto there and then click Academics, and then under Undergraduate, click Chicago. So then once you get there, you will be able to click on the left-hand side, Academic Programs. And then there's a huge list of all of the different majors that you can choose. So whatever your intended major is for the fall, you'll click onto that. For our example's sake, I'll just click my old major. So I was Administrative Women major, so I will click that since that would be what I would want to look at. And then regardless of the major you're clicking, on the right-hand side, you're going to have the optimal schedule. So I'm going to click onto that, and it'll take me to this PDF. And if you haven't seen this before, this is a list of literally every class that you need to graduate from Moody. And it has it broken up into semesters. And so you'll see the list of all the classes that they recommend you take per semester. And then this over here are the credits. And so a lot of these you've already taken this first year, obviously, which is great. What this optimal schedule does for you is you can look and see which ones from the first year that you haven't done yet, and then you can start to fill those in, and then which ones from the second year that you still need to do. So, for instance, if I'm looking at this, I would say, okay, well, we've taken Old Testament survey, but we haven't taken Intro to Ministry. We've taken college writing, but we haven't taken Principles of Lifetime Fitness. So that just gives you a couple of clues of classes that you might want to register for. It's best to go in order as close as you can because some classes have prerequisites for other classes. So following it as closely as possible is ideal. And what I would recommend is actually printing out your optimal schedule and highlighting the classes you've already taken. It just is a lot easier to see, visualize, and then you can see exactly what you need to do. I actually did that for all 4 years of school. So anyway, so this is what you're going to want up first. Then you're going to go to the Student Center, so my.moody.edu, and sign in, which I've already done. You're going to first of all, want to go to the Students tab right there. So clicking Students, mine's already up, but, and then Student Center right in the middle. Okay, so obviously I'm not a student, so I'm not enrolled in any classes. You'll see over on this right-hand side enrollment dates, you will be listed as open enrollment April 13th, and so that's where that will be listed. You can search for classes over at this button, so that's what I'm going to have you do next. Click search for classes, and again, you can do this anytime, and just hit OK if that happens. You can do this anytime before April 13th. It's better to get all your classes in right away, as soon as you can, because you don't want to be doing it the day that you actually have to register. So, entering search criteria, obviously we want to hit fall 2015. And then the campus is going to be main campus. And course career is undergraduate. Okay, now here, show open classes only. Basically, classes only have a certain number of seats. And so once those seats are filled up, those classes are closed. So if you select this option, it'll only show you the classes that still have seats left. For our purposes, just so I can show you the different symbols for that, I'm going to uncheck it so that we can see all of it. And then there's additional search criteria. So for instance, if you want a class to be on a certain day of the week, excluding certain days or only putting certain days in, if you want it to be, let's say, is exactly at 8 a.m. For a start time, then you could search that as well. And then you can also search instructors or even like the course name or lots of different ways to do that. But for our purposes, I'm just going to click it the way it is so that you can see the long list of classes. So it's going to take a minute as it'll yield lots of results. So here we go. Like I said, it takes a minute. While that's loading, I'm going to take you back over the optimal schedule. So these courses listed with their credit hours, the total credit hours are usually between 14 and 18 credit hours. You can see the highest is 18 over here and the lowest is 14 over here. In order to be considered a full-time student, you have to be registered for at least 12 credits. So don't go below 12 credits. And your maximum amount of credits is 18. So once you go over 18 credits, you have to pay per credit hour. And also, it's just not typically advised that you do that because that's a really, really heavy course load. So staying obviously between 12 and 18 is ideal. Usually students end up registering between like 14 and 16 credit hours. It's kind of your sweet spot. So just keep that in mind as you're registering. All right, so now everything is up. Let me see if I can move this over a little bit. There we go. Okay, so you'll see there are a ton of classes listed. And like I said, if you were more specific in your search criteria, then there will obviously be less classes listed. So all of these green dots mean that this class is open. All these classes are classes you can take. And then, for example, Bible Introduction, right here, there are a bunch of different class sections. So all of these are the exact same, but you can choose the different sections depending on the time that you want or the professor that you want. So for instance, if I did not want to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to go to a 7:30 a.m. class, I would not choose Dr. Wexler's 7:30 a.m. Oh, that's a PM class. Okay, that's a little better. If I didn't want to go to a night class, then I wouldn't choose that. So you can do it based off of that. You can do it based off of professors, whatever you like. So this status right here means that they are all open classes. Green means go. An example of a closed class, let's see. Okay, here we go. This means that the class is closed. So if I click on this, this is going to give me more information right here. It'll pop up and it'll show me that there are a certain number of seats. Here, see, enrollment capacity is 10, and the total enrollment total is also 10. So that just means that you cannot register for that class. Okay, so I'm going to start my search over and then actually take you through putting them into the course card. So here we go. I want fall 2015. So I'm going to look back at this and say, okay, well, let's see. I've taken Old Testament survey, but I haven't taken Intro to Ministry. I haven't taken Principles of Lifetime Fitness, and I also haven't taken Intro to Disciple Making. So let's just pretend that we want to register for Intro to Disciple Making. So I'm going to go back over to the search criteria, main campus, and I'm just going to put in, let's see, I'm just going to put in the course number because that way I know it's going to show up. So the course number for this one is going to be 1101. So I want it to be an undergraduate class, and this time I only want open classes because I can't register for a closed class anyway. So then I'm going to search for that class. All right. So there are a few classes that meet that criteria. There's Understanding the City and Intro to Disciple Making. So we obviously make sure that you're looking at the right title. Let's see. So I have heard that Clive Cragen is an awesome professor. So I definitely want to take him. And I would prefer class to meet in the afternoon. So I am going to select this class. Click select. And then I'm going to hit next. And it's been added to my shopping cart. So if I were to be registering for a full course load, I would do that and go back to my optimal schedule and do that for all of the classes that I want to register for. So for instance, Intro to Disciple Making is 2 credits. If I did Intro to Ministry and Lifetime Fitness, that would give me 4. And then if I, let's see, did Bible Intro 5, 6, 7, and then Christianity and Western Culture 1, 8, 9, 10. And then let's say that I also wanted to do, let's say I want to do my social science elective, then 11, 12, 13. So that gets me up to at least full time. So if I wanted to register for all those, I would literally click back and forth and register or put all of those in my shopping cart. So let's pretend that we put all of them in the shopping cart. Let's see, then I would click on my shopping cart. And now I can see that I have this class in my shopping cart, and yours will be much longer. You'll have them all down here. So when the time comes on April 13th, you will select this class and then you will hit enroll, which I'm not actually going to do because I'm not enrolling for this course. So that is how you're going to do it. And like I said, try to do it ahead of time just because it takes a little bit of effort to try to get your schedule to match up the way that you want it to. If you know specific professors you want to take, or if you have certain times that you can't do or you don't want to do, it's just going to take a little bit of effort on your part to make sure that you've got it all the way you want it. The other thing is there are some classes, most of yours should be fine, but there are sometimes that classes do fill up, so make sure that you have a backup class or two, especially with those sophomore level classes, just in case. But you guys should be totally fine. You're registering really early, so that's a huge blessing for you guys. So like I said before, if you have any questions that are specific to your schedule or your program that I didn't answer in this tutorial, you can email fyop@moody.edu, and hopefully we can help you guys out. So yeah, good luck.